Uganda
now.
and Ghana
Many in
on
the international community are
LGBTQ+.
saying that by your signing of this bill, you're taking Uganda a step backwards, that you are not protecting the freedoms and the rights and the choices of the Ugandan people. So how do you respond to that? And specifically, President Obama has said he was deeply disappointed by Uganda's move and says that it would complicate US-Uganda relations. I've listened to everything that you've said in the statement. So how would you respond to that? And does it worry you? And have you spoken directly to President Obama about this?
Well, we have been disappointed for a long time by the conduct of the West, the way you conduct yourselves there. But we just keep quiet. We just see how you do things, how the families, how they are organized, all these things. We see them, we keep quiet. We never comment because it's not our country. Maybe you like it. So, since there is now an attempt at social imperialism to impose social values of one group on our society, then our disappointment is now exacerbated because we are sorry to see that you live the way you live, but we keep quiet about it. Now you say we must also live like us. That's why we say no. We say no. And am I worried? Not at all. We should be worried about what? Because to tango needs two people to dance. If the West doesn't want to work with us because of homosexuals, then we have enough space here to live by ourselves and do business with other people.
We don't have any such legislation here in Ghana. A bill has been proposed to the Parliament of Ghana, which has all kinds of ramifications, which is now being considered by the Parliament. It hasn't been passed, so the statement that there is legislation in Ghana to that effect is not accurate. No legislation. The bill is going through the Parliament. It's going through the Parliament. The Attorney General has found it necessary to speak to the committee about it regarding the constitutionality or otherwise of several of its provisions, and the Parliament is dealing with it. At the end of the process, I will come in. But in the meantime, the Parliament is dealing with it. And I have no doubt that the Parliament of Ghana will show, as it's done in the past, first of all, its sensitivity to human rights issues, as well as to the feelings of our population, and will come out with a responsible response to the proposed. The legislation was a legislation that has been provided as a private member's bill. This is not an official legislation of the government, but it is one that has been mooted by a handful of private members. So we will see what the final outcome of it. But my understanding from a recent discussion I had with the chairman of the committee, that substantial elements of the bill have already been modified as a result of the intervention of the Attorney General. We will see what the final outcome will be. And that is the stage at which I will also have the opportunity.
Let me move to the next issue, which I spoke about earlier, the LGBTQI position. As the Patriotic Front, we beseech Zambians, all of us Zambians, as a people, not to allow the United States of America to impose its values in Zambia. This is not a duty only for the Patriotic Front. Hear me right. This is the duty of every Zambian. We must defend ourselves. Since both bilateral relations and foreign assistance of the United States is being tied to LGBTQI rights, Zambia may have to review its relationship with the USA, as the country should not abandon its norms, its national values, religious and cultural standing to please the Americans. The documents that I've referred to, I also quoted them. All of them are making reference to the fact that their aid, their support must be tied to the relationship with Russia and China on one hand, and the upholding of the human rights of LGBTQI. If their support, if their bilateral relations with us is going to be subject to those conditions, then time has come for us in Zambia to start asking our questions. Is it worth the while? Remember that the Patriotic Front has been firm and steadfast on the matter. When President Edgar Chagwa Lungu was asked this question, he said very bluntly, if your money is tied to us changing our values, losing our religious orientation, keep your money. We shall keep our values.
We are saying no to homosexuality. Why should you say we're going to be civilized if we only allow it? Are you saying